I'm sure by now you've probably either experienced or at least heard of the loneliness epidemic that has definitely been a lot more prevalent, or at least there's been greater attention focused on it since the whole 2020 COVID situation. And I wanted to take a few minutes to discuss how we can support ourselves with these sensations of loneliness, because I feel like it's still very much a thing and it's still very important. And I feel like we need to spend more time talking about it and serving and supporting each other as we have this very human experience. Hello, fabulous. I hope today is treating you kindly. Before we get started, if you would be so kind as to please like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you can stay up to date on all my latest and greatest content that is created and curated for you by you. So let me know what suggestions you have and let me know how this is helping you, because that's very important to me to know how best to serve and support you and just help you get through this amazing experience that is being a human and all of its many, many complicated situations and glories. Today, as I said in the introduction, we're going to talk about loneliness. And loneliness is described as a negative emotional state that arises from a perceived gap between the desired and actual social connection. So I know I personally have felt situations in which I've felt lonely being completely surrounded by other human beings. Like you could be in a room full of people and feel lonely, like you're the only person there, like you're disconnected somehow. And this definitely was very prevalent during the 2020 pandemic and all of the things that affiliated or came along with that. And there was a lot of social isolation. I mean, there just was. And I feel like a lot of that energy is kind of carried forward. And I feel like, especially in the age of social media and everyone's noses in their screen, like there's this missed opportunity for a lot of social connection. And so I wanted to discuss that because it doesn't have to be that way. It wasn't that way before. And just because we live in a digital age doesn't necessarily mean that we should disconnect from each other or that we should kind of move away from this very human need to bond with other humans on some level, even if it's just kind of a small temporary thing. So let's discuss the ways in which we can build social connection between ourselves and those around us. So I don't know about you, but when I go out into the world, which is not very often because I work from home and I don't like to leave my house, I'll be honest, that's a me thing. I find a lot more peace in solitude than I do in the company of other people, and that's just a me thing. And some people are that way, but that doesn't mean that I'm immune from loneliness or feeling the need or desire for social connection. And so, what I've found is I've set the intention for myself that whenever I leave the house, whenever I go somewhere, I will only connect with the most amazing people. And by and large, I do find that to be true. Like, I will randomly just be at a store and either chatting with somebody who's in the aisle with me or connecting with the cashier or the person helping to bag or whatever, just having a conversation with somebody, just two people talking, just existing as humans together in a space. And that's beautiful. I love those little tiny opportunities to just have this bonding experience with a random stranger that you're just like, oh, hey, that made my day better. And I hope it makes your day better too. And usually it does, at least from the experiences I've had. Maybe calling or texting a friend or family member that you haven't talked to in a while for whatever reason. Adult friendships can be a bit challenging because we're all busy and we've all got all these things and we get all in our feels about, oh my God, this person's going to be angry because I haven't talked to them in forever. But the reality of the situation is there's so much grace in adult friendships. There's so much grace with these that allows us the opportunity to just pick up right where we left off, which is the great thing about it. So maybe you just reach out to someone you haven't talked to in a little bit in a healthy way, obviously. I mean, if there's some stuff going on that maybe is not ideal for both of you, maybe leave those alone for now until you have the opportunity to kind of come together in a better energy. And obviously go to therapy if you need help with that sort of thing and determining boundaries and all of that good stuff. um, But yeah, I mean, in areas in which it's safe and appropriate, you can absolutely reach out to someone you haven't talked to in a while and just connect, just reconnect. Also, you can spend time connecting in prayer and meditation, connecting with source, higher power, whatever that means for you, with ancestors. All of that can be extremely helpful to your being in terms of feeling less alone, feeling like there is more out there for you and with you than maybe what you might perceive on a day-to-day basis. And just making sure that you're fostering these connections can kind of stave off that sensation that you are kind of an island all by yourself out there in the world. There's billions of people in the world. We're never really truly an island and never really truly alone. But sometimes it can definitely feel that way, especially when we're experiencing hard times, whatever they are. So today, I'd like to invite you to go connect with anyone, even if it's just in the tiniest little way. You could smile at someone at the store or at work. Literally, that's all you have to do, just to smile. Sometimes that all by itself, just that tiny little connection of that eye contact and that acknowledgement as a human being, makes all the difference in your day and someone else's. So I challenge you today to go connect. Whatever that means for you, it could be big way, little way, it doesn't matter. Just go out and connect with one person, just one, and see if you can expand that experience from just one to many, and see how that changes your mental health, see how that changes your outlook, see how that changes your life, see how that improves things for the better. So thank you with glitter on it for hanging out with me today, and I hope that you have a sparkly rest of your day. Have fun connecting.